It first opened in 1924 during Red Boiling Springs' heyday. 90 years later, the Armour Hotel is still open for business.
The Armour Hotel was built in 1924. It was built by an attorney, John Smith, and it was the first brick hotel ever built in I don't know, Macon County or Red Boiling Springs for sure. And we now have the only bathhouse still operating in the whole state of Tennessee. We have the mineral waters. There's 5 kinds of water in this little town that came together, and there's only one other place in the whole world where that happens. It's a little town in Germany. And so we have red water, white water, black water, double and twist, and freestone water. And in the roaring 20s, they had music and the bands, big bands. Tommy Dorsey played in this dining room before. They had a casino. The Palace used to be a casino and a dance hall. Had 180 rooms at the Palace. They had a swimming pool, a city. They built a big lake and had paddle boating, canoeing. So it was just, they said people would have to sleep in their cars sometime because they didn't have room for them, even though there was 12 to 20 hotels and boarding houses. And Bobby Knight was telling me that his father used to own his father or grandfather owned the cab service, and he would go to Hartsville and pick up people at the train, and said people would ride on top of the cars, because on top of the cabs, because and people would be waiting on the side of the road for him to come back to pick them up. So and people would stay for months, stay all summer. So
When you first did the research about this and you find these types of stories out, how much did it amaze you?
it's amazing. I was like, what happened to it? Why isn't it still all here? Mm-hmm. And I think people just kept trying, and, the interstate system came in. Eisenhower put in the interstate system, so we're off the beaten path now. Modern medicine came along, penicillin. You could take a pill or get a shot and not have to soak in the sulfur water. So I think people just kind of got away from that, and they seem to be coming back to it.
What about this hotel do you love? I'm sure there's lots of things, but I mean, just being here now for several years, well, what do you like about it?
Well, I like the fact trying to get all of our whole family under one roof, trying to take care of everybody. And because my mother lives here, my 2 sisters, my niece, and then Dennis and I. And then I like the people. The people are, you meet all kinds of people. A lot of people, I didn't know who they were, and, we just treat everybody the same. We have producers, music stars come up, just all kinds of people. But the people people that stay in bed and breakfast are a different kind of people than just, regular hotels. So they almost become family, and some of them do.
It has been Debbie's dream for years to own and operate a bed and breakfast, and so that's how we came to consider buying this one. And I think Debbie may have touched on the fact that we were looking for a place where our whole family would feel comfortable and get everybody under one roof. Debbie and one of her sisters found this place for sale. We came up and looked at it. Debbie looked at it one weekend with her sister, fell in love with it. I came up the following weekend. We kind of fell in love with it, and so we just decided to embark on this adventure, which is what it's been over the last 6 years for sure.
Can you tell me some of your favorite memories? Maybe some visitors who've been here, or just kind of like a party that you had, anything like that?
Well, we've had one of our favorite things is to have entertainment here in the house, and Ronnie McDowell, who's a good personal friend of ours, who is, of course, a local boy from Portland. Mm-hmm. Ronnie has come up a number of times and performed, and whenever he's in the house, people come in from all over, and we fill up the house with 90 to 100 people and do that. That's always a fun weekend when we do things like that. But the kind of people that we meet that come and stay with us are the kind of people that you enjoy inviting into your home, and most of them compliment, probably 99% of them all compliment on how comfortable they feel, how cozy it is, and they appreciate finding coffee outside their door in the morning, hot coffee, when they open their door in the morning, and they enjoy Debbie's hospitality when they stay with us.
It was a bit difficult just trying to find something that was big enough for all of us and still be able to have some rooms to rent, because there's 6 of us that live here. So this has 26 bedrooms and 26 bathrooms. So Dennis stays busy with plumbing. He wasn't a plumber before we moved up here, but he's become one. So, but that was the main thing, is to get everybody, keep everybody together. And I feel like, going back to the olden days where they took care of parents and when people had a rough time, they all moved in together, and so that's kind of what we're trying to do, is still have a job. And one thing I wanted to do was to try to preserve some history, because you see so much of the history just being torn down now, and so preserving history is a big thing for me.
When did you make this decision, and then when did you actually buy the hotel?
We bought the hotel 6 years ago in 2008, and it was about the time the market was crashing, and so, we had a little trouble trying to get a commercial loan, but once we got it, it just, it was like a snowball. Next thing we knew, we were here. So, and we had looked all around Franklin, around that area, but we couldn't find anything big enough that was affordable. So we kept going out further, and I said, okay, we'll go 100 miles as far as I want to go, and this is 96 miles from Franklin, so it's worked out.
Talk about just the hotel in general, and maybe do you have like a favorite room, maybe a couple of favorite rooms that you could talk about?
Probably the suites, and then maybe the room 1, we had to redo a lot of that one.
What's in room 1 that you like?
The bathtub. We have a bathtub in there, and one of our suites the honeymoon suite has a bathtub in it. I like that. Yeah, just I like all the rooms because we've put a different theme in each room. Okay. So the people that owned it before had their mother. She named all the rooms, and so we've tried to keep a lot of those the same.
And behind you, I'm seeing a very old piano, I do believe.
Very old. This was Randy East brought this to us to keep for him, and it was built in 1838, and it's museum material. So we'll have to decide if we want to keep it here, or we're Vision 2020 is putting in a museum where the old bank building was, so we may be putting it in there. But yes, it's very old. It's called a upright grand, so it's pretty neat. And then the picture over it was painted by Ronnie McDowell, and it's a picture of the hotel. And we did a Back to Mayberry concert, and so he painted a picture of the hotel with all the Mayberry characters in it.
How cool. Talk about just the challenges that you guys face. I'm sure there are quite a few challenges becoming owners of a hotel. Had you done this before?
Never. We still don't know what we're doing, but the family had always migrated to our house for parties and reunions, and so we had I had cooked for 30 or 40 people before, so I knew a little bit about it, so I just added to it, and I don't know, it just kind of came natural. It's been fun, and the challenges would be probably the plumbing and electric, and keeping the things original as much as we can.
If someone has never been here before, maybe they're considering coming here for the first time and actually staying, what kinds of things can they expect to see?
Okay, well, we have a lot of antiques, and the dining room, it's a dining room, but it's also a game room, and we usually have a puzzle set out. You have hot chocolate or hot teas, dessert. You have dessert, ice cream, anytime. So it's run more like we run it like a bed and breakfast, and it's run like you're part of our family.
How enjoyable has this been? I mean, I know it's probably been it was a challenge financially right off the bat, but how much have you enjoyed being here now these 6 years?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And you can, we can do a little gardening, and we try to do everything ourselves. We have to hire someone every once in a while to come in and help pour tea, and when we have 80, 90 people. But we do the gardening and yard work, and mop the floors on my hands and knees, and clean and dust, a lot of dusting, and it's just been fun. It is. I like doing all that. So if you enjoy it, a long time ago, I realized that I'm going to have to do housework and I'm going to have to do dishes. So you may as well enjoy them, So that's what happened. Hmm. If we could get everything fixed at one time, would be nice. That would help.
It's certainly a challenge to own and operate a place like this, and again, it's a lot more work than we had anticipated. To do it and do it right. But we feel like we've developed a relationship with the local people up here in Red Boiling. We're certainly good friends with the owners of the other two hotels up here, and we work together closely on a lot of things. But we enjoy spoiling people when they come in and stay with us, and we try to just go out of our way to make people feel comfortable.
The Armour Hotel, one of 3 historic hotels in downtown Red Boiling Springs, still clinging to a glorious past. Reporting in Macon County, Barry Hyatt, NCTV.